The best education I've had in my life is to travel. This is a quote by Matthew McConaughey, and I couldn't agree more. Traveling has been one of the biggest eye openers for me, and just to expand the level of my comfort zone. I want to talk about Matthew McConaughey and his book Greenlight, that I think is really important if you want to understand how someone is actually creating their life and living up to their potential. There are a lot of golden nuggets in this book. For example, Hollywood smells neediness, and I'll explain what it means in a while. But all in all, Matthew McConaughey, I think, is a great dude and a great actor. So let's go deeper into the video. Let's look a little bit closer on the quote that I shared in the beginning. The best education I've had in my life is to travel. From a surface level viewpoint, it might mean that you learn new things and you see new places and you meet new people. But when you think about it more deeply, it's more about getting out of the environment that you are brought up in. All the conditioning, all the belief system, all the surroundings that has shaped you. And only by getting out of that, you will actually realize that there is so much more to you than you previously thought. And this is the most important thing with traveling. And especially if you go travel alone. This is when things really start to change, and this is when you realize your own potential. This has happened for me multiple times, and I know how it feels when you set out on a solo journey, because it's scary. It's the unknown. How can you survive? How do you behave? Do you know the language? How do you find food? And so on. But it's the most eye-opening thing, because you realize that you are a capable human. You will survive. You will find a place to sleep. You will find something to eat. You will find something to drink. And with that, you start to realize how much power you actually have just by going out from that comfort zone you are used to living in. And the things that Matthew McConaughey shares in his book, it's a lot of travel. And some of the most deepest travel he's done is like go alone to Africa on a river just upstream. He doesn't even know why. He just got a sense that he needs to do this. And then he meets this tribe and there's all kinds of events. And it's like the most eye-opening thing he's ever experienced. And he didn't know where he was going. He didn't know how he was supposed to survive or what the whole thing was. And people thought that he's crazy. Why does this white dude from America just want to go there? And there are multiple stories about him facing an obstacle, not knowing what to do next in life, and he just decides to go on travel. And the Hollywood smells neediness thing, that's a really interesting story, because when he was an up-and-coming star in Hollywood, he really wanted one role. I don't remember which one in particular, but anyway, there was this one guy who had become kind of a friend to him, and they were discussing this big role, this like really top cinema, this really sought after role that many people don't even have a chance to go into. And his friend said that there's something off with your energy. It's needy. It feels like you need the role. And he said that you can't even go and apply for that role because Hollywood smells neediness, and you will never get what you want if you are needy. And what he decided to do was to go to Europe with his friends and travel with motorbikes and just like live life. And when he came back, he didn't even need the role anymore because he was just happy and joyous. And he was like, okay, now I can apply because I'm free. I feel like I can just go and do stuff, and even if I don't get it, it's all right. And when he did it that way, of course he got the role. And also because he was more focused on what they want than what he needs. And that's a huge lesson. If you are able to give people what they want, you will get what you want. But we are so conditioned to think what we want and try to get it, grab it, suffer for it, and just own what we want. That's a paradox also. When you give people what they want, you will automatically get what you want. When Matthew McConaughey applied for the role, he was living in that character that they wanted him to play. And he was just the interpreter of what they had told him and what the script told him. So he didn't use his own want at all. He just delivered what they wanted, and that's when he got what he wanted. Another thing about Matthew McConaughey that I think is great, and what he said in an interview, is that he likes the word selfish, and it's selfish, you know? Selfish. You're kind of like yourself more. And what it means to him, as he explains, is that he's able to be more like himself without thinking about how other people think about him. And you can probably imagine a Hollywood star like that. There's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, and in his shoes, you kind of have to learn to choose yourself. And that's probably why he even got there in the first place, because people who think that they just need to adapt to circumstances and be somehow that someone else says and stuff like that doesn't come from the internal, it doesn't work. We have to be authentic. We have to dare to be selfish. And it doesn't mean that you need to take from other people. No, there's moral, there's empathy, you know? You can't just go and try to elbow your way forward. Open your heart. Open your mind and heart connection. That is what Matthew McConaughey is. When you read the book Greenlights, you understand that he's a very empathetic guy. He's a great example of someone who has connected the mind with the heart with pure intentions, and then he lives a life full of potential. So I highly suggest you go check out this book, just because I think it's a really great story, and especially if you can get it as audiobook, because Matthew McConaughey tells the story. So it's kind of like this 12-hour movie that you can just enjoy the ride. And there are really interesting stories, but also, as I've showed in this video, some really important insights that you can use, and especially the travel one. Go out and travel. Take that step. Do something alone, because you will learn so much about yourself. And isn't that the point in life? We are here to learn about ourselves, to realize our potential. And the more we can focus inwards, the more we can actually start to listen to our heart, to connect the heart and mind and be complete, the more potential we have. It's that simple. And then you switch your attitude to a positive one, you can't fail. The world will show you what you believe it's here to offer. And if you believe the world is here to offer a positive experience, it will. It will. So forget about the doubt, forget about the guilt, forget about negativity. Focus on being positive. Go out and explore. Get out of your habits and systems and conditionings and see for yourself how powerful you truly are, because we are the creators of our life, and when we wake up to that, nothing can stop us. That's gonna be it for this video. My name is Mitz. I truly hope you got something out of this, and other than that, I'll see you in a future video. Peace out.